that this is a time that you have to do more, do it faster, do it better, with less resources and less manpower. This is the day and the age of what the late Peter Drucker calls the era of the 3 C's: accelerated change, overwhelming complexity, and tremendous competition. So for several years, my father did nothing about this golden dream that he had. And as you think about taking your performance to the next level, increasing sales, increasing and improving customer service, as you begin to look at the goals that you set for yourself, let us say together, I can do it.
I can do it.
So after a point in time, my father finally decided, I can do this. And he decided to write. Let us say together, take action.
Take action.
As you think about what it is you want to do, increasing your sales, as you think about what it is you want to do, thinking about how you can begin to improve the quality of the service that you provide for customers. A lady was asked during a news conference when she became a dominant force in an industry that had been dominated by men, and they asked her, how did you get here? And she said, it's not our intention to please our customers or to satisfy our customers. Our intention is to amaze them. As you think about who you are and where you are and how you want to position yourself in the marketplace, you want to look for ways that you can amaze your customers. Does that make sense? Yeah. And so her father, he finally wrote. And he did magnificent work that literally amazed people because he was doing what he loved. Let us say together, do what you love. And so when he finally decided to take action, then the steps followed. All the things that he needed to begin to produce those masterpieces that he was writing, they followed. Many times when we want to do something, we try and figure it all out at the same time. John F. Kennedy in 1961 had to make a decision that the United States decided they're going to beat Russia to the moon. And he gathered his staff. And he looked around, and they're prepared to be there for weeks or months if necessary. And he looked at Wernher von Braun. Werner, what will it take for us to go to the moon? And Wernher von Braun, who was a very brilliant German scientist, said, the will to do it. The will to do it. And he dropped his pen. And as you look at yourself and look at your goals and look at the things that you want to accomplish, what will it take for you to write that masterpiece? The will to do it. What will it take for you to increase your sales? The will to do it. What will it take for you to create your greatest life? The will to do it. Say it with me, please. The will to do it. The will to do it. How many of you know that's what is required? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I can take your story, Mindy, and tell the story about your father. It's not my story, and it's not my father. I was in South Africa with Robert Kiyosaki, and he said, he did his, he talked about his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I said, no dad, no mom. And so part of what we do, so I could work with you and in less than 6 months earn an additional $100,000 without interfering with what you're doing. 100,000 pounds with your story. Everybody repeat after me, please. Make a difference. Make a difference. Create bridges in your presentation. Did you see how I did that? Tell me, what did you observe of what I did with her story? Anybody? Don't everybody raise your hands at the same time. Yes, ma'am, in the orange blouse. Yes. Say it again. I created the links. Yes, with the story. In the corporate setting, with examples and other stories that would make it relevant. Does that make sense? Yes. Yes. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
You have been resourceful with her story. You used that resource to build on it.
Yeah. Say it again.
You have been resourceful with her story.
Yeah, I was resourceful with her story.
Yes, you have been resourceful with her story.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Anybody else? What did you observe of how I did that? Yes. Yes, sir.
You were able to relate on the emotional experience and connect it back to yourself?
I've related to the emotional experience and brought it back to myself. Gentlemen over here, the two right here. Go right here and then right here. Yes, sir.
You made it relatable
Made it relate to the audience right here, sir. Yeah, hold it right to the microphone. Yes, sir.
Took us inside the story, Les, and we were there with you.
I took you inside the story, and you were there with me. Absolutely. And that's the key with the links and the bridges, so that they come into the story. There's a difference between just telling the story, and write this down, experiencing the story. So rather than say, my father, he wanted to write, and he just didn't believe in himself, and he was discouraged. If I'm doing that, and I'm working at a corporation, and here's something else. Write this down. Create special moments.
Les, can I also say, every time you speak, there is pure authenticity at the highest level. Every single time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah, thank you. And that's key observation. Write this down. Speak from the heart. Speak from the heart. So if I'm telling her father's story, when I think about my father and I think about you and the goals that you set for yourself, my father had the ability to write. But my father did not believe in himself. And because he didn't, he chose to live his fears rather than live a life driven by his faith. So he decided to go to teaching because that was easy. If you want to create a life that's exceptional, a life that's going to make impact, a life that's you, somebody said that all of us are born unique, but most of us die copies. If you want to live a life that's going to make a difference on the planet, choose to do one that is uncomfortable, one that is not safe, and one that will stretch you. And so writing would have stretched him, but teaching was easy. Writing was hard, but teaching was comfortable. Someone said, if you do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. How many of you would like to learn the art of how to become more effective in your style of communication? Raise your hands, please. Okay, make sure you email us at lesbrownmotivation.com. Indicate that, because I remember saying to Mike, I can't speak like you. Come on, man. I mean, you master this. He said, Brownie, all of us are born the same way, dumb, naked, and speechless. He said, you can learn. How many of you would like to learn? Raise your hands, please. Yes, I want to learn. I love that. How could you tell that I love this? Yes, now write this down. Speak from the heart. So what we do in our coaching is teach you how to speak from the heart. This, will you pass out? We're going to pass it. Help her out, please. Would you please? Help her pass these handouts out. Can you help? So I was diagnosed with prostate cancer. How many of you know that when you get a diagnosis that says you're about to leave here, you become very spiritual? Raise your hand. So I'm driving in Detroit, and it wasn't Robert Schuller, one of his other ministers, had a special promotion going, and he said, I have a special prayer cloth that I'm offering today. Ordinarily, I would have changed the channel. So this lady came on, she said, I call in for the prayer cloth. It only costs $3. I'm encouraging you to do this. Now, this is borrowed credibility. And she said, I had whiplash. Somebody ran the back of the car, and I used this prayer cloth, and I had a special healing. And then somebody else came along and said, this guy had an injury on his job, and he put the prayer cloth in the lower part of his back, and he had a miraculous healing. So I'm about to change the channel on the radio, and then this guy comes on. Hi, my name is Rufus. I had prostate cancer, and my PSA was over 3,000. And I put the prayer cloth in the affected area, and I was healed, so I pulled over. Wrote the phone number down, called them, instead of $100, they sent me a prayer blanket. You can't make this stuff up. So they sent me a big box of prayer cloths all cut up. And instructions are put in the affected area. So I put it in my underwear, you know, I stuffed it all in my underwear and I would go out and give my presentation. So I had to speak at Metropolitan Baptist Church, and when I'm doing my presentation, I get fired up, I move around. I said, you know what? You got to have goals and dreams that you're working on. You got to go after that dream because that dream is not coming to you. You've got to be hungry for that dream. And as I'm looking at the audience, people looking past me laughing. I look back and the prayer cloths had come down my I start picking them up. I say, you can laugh if you want to. I don't care what y'all say. I got behind the podium and put them right back in. I got some in there now. I don't care what you say. I'm still here.
Hallelujah.
And standing. Oh, boy. This thing called life, boy. You got some interesting things that will happen to you. But any questions you'd like to ask about speaking and our coaching? Anybody? Come on up. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Oh, but just a minute. Yes.
Hi, Les. Thank you for being here. By the way, if you go on Facebook, I'm the one who requested the kick in the butt. Literally, if it has to be.
Yes.
Because it's now or never.
Yes, okay. Well, it's now. It's got it. Go ahead, yes.
I am, it's not fear because it's not that word, but I work well in the background. I know there's a door, it's not locked, and I can open that door. The thing is, I know that when I open that door, the limelight, all the lights will be on me. And
That frightens you?
yes.
All the lights are on you now. So you already opened the door. And here's the good thing. You didn't die. But a part of you did die. That part of you that had been holding you back, she's been killed off. And that part of you that needs to be seen, that needs to be exposed to the light, so that you can do and live your greatest expression of who you are, she finally came out. And so the tears of gratitude, that feeling that you have, I identify with you because all my life I've been compared to my brother, Leslie Smart. Margaret Ann graduated from the University of Miami with honors. Look at you. And it always took me longer to get things than most people. Mike Williams worked with me. Brownie, come on, man. You're more than Les Brown, the man about town. Come on, man. You get up and you come to the radio station. You're talking to people. You can hold their attention, and you can't even see them. When are you coming out from behind that mic?
Everybody tells you, and you're the only
And
one.
I was a prisoner in my own mind. There's an African proverb that says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm.
That's right.
Before the Brutus is not in our stars, but in ourselves. So that's an illusion. You've just been freed up. Now, you can choose to go back into the cell. You can choose to go back into the closet. But I can just tell you, that doesn't serve you nor the universe. You were chosen, 1 out of 400 million sperm. You were chosen to do a great work. Give her a round of applause. Yes.
Hi. Oh, okay, I might
might have imagined this yesterday, but I didn't think it was actually going to happen, so crikey. Okay, what was I going to say? I really resonate with what you said. The last 2, probably 3 weeks for me, I've been on this journey where basically I'm getting a royal kick up the arse to stand out. So I've started working with somebody who told me that I'm a brand, and basically the meeting basically ended there, because I went, I'm not a brand, I'm not standing out and being seen, so I completely, totally and utterly relate to what you're saying. I guess the thing for me is, how do you step out, be you, be authentic and connect? Because...
Just like you're doing right now.
Sorry.
That's what you do. Give a round of applause. That's it. At the same time. Yeah. Here's what everybody turn your phone off. Turn your phone off, please. Yeah, turn your phone off. Just like you're doing it right. I was reading something by Dr. Howard Thurman, who was an advisor to Mahatma Gandhi and to Albert Schweitzer, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., to find a level of comfort, because they said the cancer metastasized. And this man's work grabbed me. He said that the ideal situation for a man, a woman to die, have family members praying with them as they cross over. He said, but imagine, if you will, being on your deathbed and standing around your bed, the ghost of the dreams, the ideas, the abilities given to you by life, but you, for whatever reason, you never pursued those dreams. You never acted on those ideas. You never used those gifts. You never worked on creating that invention. And they look at you with large, angry eyes saying, we came to you. Only you could have given us life, and now we must die with you forever. And the question is, if you died today, what dreams, what ideas, what abilities, what talents, what music, what art will die with you? Miles Monroe, who died in a plane crash, he truly lived full. He said the wealth is placed on the planet. It's not in the Far East where there's oil in the ground. It's not in South Africa where there are diamond mines. He said the wealth is placed on the planet. It's the cemetery. There you'll find dreams never pursued. There you'll find potential never realized. There you'll find genius never operated. Maybe that's why Henry David Thoreau said, oh God, to reach the point of death, only to realize that you've never lived. Only to realize that you never scraped the surface of your potential. Maybe that's why one woman asked in a moment of anguish, what did you live your whole life? Only to discover that it was wrong. And it was wrong. Everybody repeat with me. Live full.
Live full.
Die empty.
Die empty.
Shake someone's hand on your right and left and say, I'm living full.
I'm living full. I'm living full.
I'm living full. That's it.
Good on you.
Hello? What did you get out of that presentation? Anybody? Hello, what did you observe? Life? How many of you felt it when I delivered that?
Oh, yeah.
How many of you like for me to coach you on how to master the art of communication? I mean, seriously, how many of you are serious about it? You serious? All right, I tell you, at this stage of my life, at 70, I only want to work with people that are serious.
Yes.
How many of you know that most people are not serious?
Oh,
They won't do the work. You have to work at this. But if you love it, and you're going to make some money. And I make more in 1 hour than 90% of the American public earn working for a whole year. Tell me what I know. And I don't say that to impress you, but to impress upon you. When you position yourself to make a difference on the planet and the life of others, you'll never be unemployed. I'm telling you what I know. Yes, ma'am, and then I'm going to wind up because they gave me 5 minutes and I'm being good. So I can speak this afternoon. Give her then a yes. Yes, yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Les Brown. I have to be honest with you. I've known you since 3 months ago only, and I'm so in love, and I'm sure it's going to be like this.
Thank you. And I love you back.
Yeah, I've been listening to all your videos on YouTube, and there is one thing, you know. I know I have the energy and the fire inside myself to help the people. I'm from Brazil, and I know I will be helping a lot of people there. But one thing I don't know yet, how do I deal with it? My emotions come in a way. My heart starts bouncing and bouncing. And sometimes I get this blank. I want to say, and I have lots, I've thought about everything. And when I get there, my heart gets in the way and I get that blank. I don't know what to say.
What we do is we have created a system that you can follow that will give you the flexibility and versatility to speak extemporaneously and to speak to any type of audience, corporation, organization, or business, or any segment of society. So we have a system that once you get it in your head, it will flow naturally out of you. And that was the challenge I had. First of all, getting my thoughts together. But you can still have moments when you will have a blank. I was with Cerny, Michelle, and Dr. Julie, and I was getting ready to close out, and I love to close out. If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it. And then my mind said, not today, big boy. And so I'm looking and I'm waiting. I pause for a moment for the words to come. And I walk to my right to see if that would trigger it. It didn't come. And then, and Cerny, them looking at me like, what you gonna do? When they come for you, bad boy, bad boy. So I said, you go after that dream and you make sure don't let it outrun you. Run after that dream like it's the last bus at night. Thank you very much.